Recently, the ultra-aggressive Alien Gambit has been getting popular, and people love it. However, I see barely anybody talking about how in reality it is terrible and extremely easy to beat. And today, I'm going to teach you exactly how. So the Gambit comes after white plays pawn to e4, and we go c6, the Caro-Kann defense. We get pawn d4, we now play pawn d5 here, attacking their e-pawn, and they defend with knight to c3 or knight d2. It doesn't matter because either way we're going to capture, they take back, and we now play knight to f6, offering a trade of knights. But white here sidesteps to g5, at which point we go h6, attacking them, and they capture on f7. We're going to show no fear here and take right back, at which point white plays knight to f3 or bishop c4, which we'll take a look at after. And to the Gambit's credit, here white does win 62% of games. However, if you play the move I'm teaching you today of pawn to c5, that moves up to us winning 57%. So why is this move c5 here so good? Well, it does two things. We're attacking the d4 pawn here, of which is very important for them, and they can never capture us because then we can simply trade queens, play bishop g4 here. Our goal in every single one of these variations is to trade the queens because with them gone, white has absolutely no attack. And secondly, we also open up the c6 square for our knight, which we will use. The most common move here is now knight to e5 check, at which point you're going to step your king back to g8. White will now go for another check with bishop c4, and we're going to simply block with e6. After the dust settles, white's pawn here in the center is still attacked and they must defend it. If they try to just castle and ignore it, we can simply take on d4 for our queen, and they are already getting crushed. Their knight is under attack, so they might try queen e2 to defend, but then queen e4 here, severing the connection and forcing a queen trade, at which point we're now up an entire piece here, and while it may take a second to convert, we are very easily winning here. So instead, the most common move back here is c3 to try and defend the pawn, at which point you now play knight c6, attacking their knight and adding more pressure to d4. The most common try here is knight to g6, and if your rook is ever attacked in the corner, do not play rook h7. This makes it extremely easy for them to attack you. Instead, simply ignore it and capture in the center. Even though they can take your rook, at the end of the day, here we are still up material, our king's extremely safe, and white's entire attack is completely gone. From here, it's pretty easy. We can play e5 to solidify our pawn in the center. If they capture, we can simply capture back. At this point, we'll now just start developing our pieces. We also have a passed pawn that will be great in all endgames, and we are basically winning here. They do have some other tries though. Back in this position, instead of knight g6, they can try to trade, but our game is still here very easy. We'll simply take back, and with the knights on the board, their attack takes a massive hit after they castle. We can simply trade in center and then go bishop d6. If they ever try rook e1 to try and attack our pawn, simply knight d5, block their bishop up, and they have no way to go forward here. We'll then develop our bishop to d7, move our queen out to f6, and we are doing fantastic once again. The only other thing would maybe be f4 here, trying to defend their knight in the center, but this really doesn't work. You can simply capture in the center on d4. They may try to castle here to try and get a big attack, but here you can simply capture again because we developed our knight, so our queen is now defended. So if this happens, we are in absolutely no danger whatsoever. The only other attempt here would maybe be queen b3 because this looks scary, but then we have the very nice queen b6 here with this fork forcing a trade, at which point we're now up a ton of material, and once again with no queens there's absolutely no attack. And that's really all you need to know to completely destroy this opening. The only other thing you might need to know is that if they play like bishop c4 check first, simply block with e6, and after knight to f3 in this position you would then play c5. They will play the same check, and after king to g8 this directly transposes into our other position. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time.